Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ramot. The first time you are stopping by, you are welcome. And if you are not subscriber, thank you guys for coming back to watch my videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to draft this bustier top that you are seeing on the screen with a yoke. It also has a inbuilt corset with this stylish hemline. So if something I'm interested in, you need to definitely keep on watching the video. So without wasting much of our time, let's right into today's tutorial. So from the edge of my pattern, I'm going to come down by 1 inches, which is going to be my starting line and also the shoulder line. So from there, I'm going to come down by 10.5 inches, which is going to be my bust point, 14 inches for the under bust line and 18 inches for the waistline. After that, I'm going to roll out a vertical line. After I'm done roll out a vertical line from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 9 inches, which is the distance between the waist to the hip line. After that, I'll label my pattern, my bust line, under bust line, the waistline, and also the hip line. After I'm done labeling the pattern, I'm going to go up on the shoulder line and mark half of my shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. I also mark my neck width, which I use 3.5 inches. So from the shoulder measurements, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope before I connect it to the neck width. So from the bust line, I'm going to come up by 1.5 inches, which is for the chest line before I roll out the line and label it my chest line. I also take down my shoulder measurement down to the chest line. Or another way to calculate your arm length to get your chest line is by divide your bust circumferences by 6 plus 1.5 inches. After I'm done with that, I'm going to find the midpoint on the arm length, which is 4 inches, and come in by 0.75. After that, I'm going to go down on the chest line and mark the quarter of my bust circumferences. So the bust is 38 divided by 4, which is 9.5. I'm going to mark it before I cuff out my armor cuff. After that, the next thing to do now is to mark in my bust span, which is your nipple to nipple divided by 2. So the nipple to nipple is 7 inches divided by 2, which is 3.5 inches. So I'm going to mark it on the bust line, on the bust line, the waistline, and also the hip line before I connect the point together. So for the waist dart, I'm going to use 1.5 inches divided on both sides of the line and come down by 1 inch from the bust point because we don't want anything to affect our bust point. And also from the hip line, I'm going to come up by 2 inches before I connect the point together. After I'm done connecting it together, I'm going to mark the quarter of the waist measurement, which is 32 divided by 4, making it 8 inches, plus 1.5 inches for the waist dart. I'm going to return it on this side and go down on the hip line and mark the quarter of the hip measurement. The hip is 39 divided by 4, making it 9.75. After I'm done marking it, I will now connect the point together. So the next thing to do now is to tighten it on the bust line. To do that, you need to measure your round under bust circumferences divided by 4. Mine is 30 inches divided by 4, making it 7. I'm going to mark it and measure what's remaining, which is 2 inches. So that 2 inches I'm going to use to tighten the under bust line before connecting it to the waistline. So after I'm done connecting it to the waistline, I'm going to go up on the shoulder line and find the midpoint, which is 2.5. After I'm done marking it, I'm going to connecting it to the bust point. After that, from the chest line, I'm going to go up by 1 inch and roll it straight to the arm of cuff. After I'm done with that, I'm going to tighten the neckline. So I'll be using 1.5 inches, which work for all sizes for me. So I just divide it on both sides, which is 0.75 on both sides of the line before I use my hip cuff to connecting it to the bust point and also connecting it to the under bust line. Just pay attention to the way I place my hip cuff. After I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark in the underarm dart. To do that, I'm going to minus my shoulder to waist for the back from shoulder to waist for the front, because our shoulder to waist for the front is longer than the shoulder to waist for the back, because we are more fuller in the front than the back. So for the front, I have 18 inches, while the back is 16 inches. So I'm going to minus the back from the front measurement, which remain 2 inches. That 2 inches I'm going to use to take the underarm dart. So from the bust line on the side line, I'm going to mark 2 inches and connecting it to the bust point. For the blouse length, this is how I normally do my own. So from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 7 inches. On the side, I've come down by 5 inches before I connect the point together using the equal, because the hemline is not straight. As you guys can see, when I'm roll out the line, I realized that the line passed through the dart. So I'm going to close the dart before I continue roll out the line. If you don't do that, you realize that by the time you start joining the pieces together, one is going to be longer than the other. So to avoid something like that, you need to close your dart first before you roll out the line. So I'm first of all use the pencil to roll out the line first. If I'm okay with it, I'm going to use the marker to make it more visible. Guys, that is it for the line. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to close the underarm dart. So to do that, I'm going to slash to the waist dart and stop on the bust point. This will allow me to close the underarm dart. So guys, after I'm done folding the dart, I'm going to use the solid tape to tape it down. After I'm done folding the dart, you can see on the side line I kind of have a funny shape, so I'm going to reshape it. So guys, for the front yoke, it's going to have a V neckline, and the V neckline is started from 1 inches that will come up on the chest line to the neck width. So guys, what remains now for the front pattern is the waist notching. So I'm going to remove 2 inches out of the waist measurement. So that 2 inches, I'm going to divide it into 4, which is going to be 0.5. So I come in on the waistline by half inches before I connect it back to the bust and also to the hip line. So guys, that is it for the front pattern. Let's cut it out. So guys, we have done with our front pattern. Let's move to the back pattern. So I already come down by 1 inch from the edge of my pattern, which is going to be the shoulder line. From there, I come down by 10.5 inches for the bust line, 16 inches for the waistline. After that, I'm going to roll out a vertical line. So from the waist down, I'm going to come down by 9 inches for the hip line. After I'm done with that, I'm going to label my pattern, my bust line, waistline, and also the hip line. After I'm done with it, I'm going to go up on the shoulder line, my half of my shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. Come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. For the neck width, I come in by 3.5 before I connect it to the shoulder slope. So on the bust line, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches for the chest line and take down my shoulder measurement on the chest line before I connect it to the shoulder slope. So after I'm done connecting it, I'm going to find the midpoint on the hammer and come in by half inches and mark the cutter of my bust measurement on the chest line before I cuff out my armor cuff. After I'm done cuff out my armor cuff, I'm going to go down on the waistline, mark the cutter of my waist measurement and do the same thing to the hip line, the cutter of my hip measurement. I will also mark it on the hip line. So guys, the back pattern is not going to have any darts, it's going to be dartless. So I'm going to connect the point together. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark the inboot corset. So on the chest line on the center back, I'm going to come down by half inches before I use my hip cuff to connect it back to the side. After that, I'm going to mark the lines for the hem of the dress. So from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 7 inches on the side, 5 inches like what we did for the front pattern. So I'm going to do the same thing to the back pattern. So guys, after I'm done marking the hem line, the next thing to do now is to mark the length of the inboot corset. So from the waistline on the center back, I come down by 3 inches. On the side, I use 2.5 inches before I connect it together. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to place another paper under it and use the tracing wheel to trace it out. After I'm done tracing it out, I'm going to remove the pattern and use the marker to make the line more visible. So guys, after I'm done making the line more visible, on the center back, I'm just going to come in on the upper part by 1.5 inches and then the same thing and connect it together. That is it for the back eyelid. So I'm going to label the pattern before I start cutting it out. So guys, that is it for the input cutter. So I'm going to put it aside and continue with our back pattern. So on the center back on the waistline, I'm going to go up by 0.5 inches and also come down by 0.5 inches. So I did this because of the zipper bust. So I'm going to connect it to nothing on this side. After that, on the waistline on the side, I'm going to go in by 0.5 inches like what we did for the front pattern for the waist snatch before I reconnecting it back to the bust line, also to the hip line. So for that 1 inches that I took in on the waistline on the center back, I'm going to close it. After I'm done closing it, I'm going to use a tape to tape it down. For the yoke back neckline, from the shoulder line on the center back, I'm going to come down by 1 inches before I connecting it to the neck width. From the place that you saw me pointing at, I'm going to go up by 2 inches and connecting it to the chest line. Just look at the way I place my cuff. After that, I'm going to label it the back yoke. So guys, after I'm done using marker to make the hemline more visible, I'm going to start cutting out the pattern. So guys, after I'm done cutting out the pattern, this is what it's looking like. So I forgot to do something on the back pattern. On the waistline supposed to like come in by 0.5 inches and blend it to the neckline and also to the hemline. I also need to do that because of the zipper. So for the back yoke, I place another paper under it on the center back and come in by 0.5 inches on the dam and blend it to nothing on the neckline. So I did this because of the button. It's going to have button from the neckline down to the end of the yoke. So guys, this is the end of today's tutorial. In my next video, I'm going to show you guys how I join all the pieces together. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, and also ring on bell so whenever I post a new video you'll be notified. Like, comment and share. See you guys in my next video. Bye.